Here's a quadratic equation. It's in standard form already, and it has all three of the terms. Second power term, first power term, constant term. My suggestion to you, use the formula. So x will equal the opposite of b. B is -2. Opposite of -2 is +2. Plus or minus the square root of the square of b. So that's the square of -2. And this is really the correct way to write that you are squaring a negative number. You put the negative number in parentheses, the exponent outside the parentheses. Minus 4 times the a, which is a value of 4, times the c, which is a value of 3. All of that divided by 2 times the a coefficient. Now we simplify the expression. The square of -2 is 4, minus 4 times 4 is 16, 16 times 3 is 48. All of that divided by 2 times 4 is 8. X equals 2 plus or minus the square root of -44 over 8. 4 minus 48 is -44, which, trying to take the square root of a negative again, instantly tells us we are in the realm of the complex numbers. And we need to simplify that radical expression. Square root of -44, I can simplify it this way. That's the square root of 4 times the square root of 11 times the square root of -1. Remember how we break it down? We break it down into a factor that's a perfect square. Perfect square, remember, is a number that when you take the square root, you get a whole number answer. So 44 is 4 times 11, square root of -1. And now I'm going to simplify that further. So my solutions, x equals 2 plus or minus square root of 4. Now I can take square root of 4 is 2, square root of 11 I can't simplify any further, and the square root of -1 is represented with lowercase I. Whenever you have complex solutions with fractions, you should always write that expression as the separate fractions, not one big fraction as I have here. So I should rewrite this as 2/8 plus or minus 2 times the square root of 11 over 8 times I. And now I can reduce the 2/8. So that's 1/4 plus or minus, that also reduces to 1/4, so that's the square root of 11 over 4 times I. And here are our two complex number solutions. 1/4 plus square root of 11 over 4i, 1/4 minus the square root of 11 over 4i. And we solved that equation using the formula. Why did we choose the formula? Because every term was there in the quadratic equation. Second power, first power, constant. And that's the perfect time to use the quadratic formula for your solution.